what they really had to ask her about, though, Laura, was her identity. That was the most important thing to them, was her
Right.
identity and
Very
abortion.
important.
Those are the only things that they actually care about. And that is what they are hoping voters will use to determine that they're going to vote for her. They are hoping that they look at her and they see a strong Black woman who's pro-abortion, and that they're just going to cast their votes for her. I don't think, however, that what she said on the debate stage could actually aid people in thinking they should vote for her. If anything, it seemed like, it would encourage people to vote against her. The immediate reaction to that debate was that Kamala won that night, right? That was like the immediate talking point, was like, oh, she did so amazing. And that's because the bar was so incredibly low that
Yeah.
her, standing there and actually being able to answer questions without some kind of, anxiety meltdown was huge. But by the next morning, it became clear that she hadn't actually said anything of any value or merit whatsoever. And as you start to look at the transcript, which I would encourage everyone to do, not to listen to these things, but to actually just read the words that were said, you can start to really see that there's no substance to her answers. She doesn't have any real answers as to how she would fix these huge problems. And in fact, when she was appointed border czar in March 2021, by June, her office was trying to distance herself from that anyway. And they were trying to pull her off it and reframe her as, the abortion VP instead. And she successfully managed to do that until now, when people are trying to really hold her accountable. And in fact, her administration has been suing states to prevent them from erecting their own border walls. The
Yep.
Biden-Harris administration believes that this is against federal law. They would rather have the borders be wide open. And they show us that with every lawsuit, with every policy, with every reversal of the executive orders that were in place to secure the border. And I think it's important that people realize that every year since Kamala and Joe got in the White House, over 2 million illegal immigrants have come in. And that's not just, border crossers, you have more than that as well. You have all of these programs that allow refugees and asylum seekers and whatever else to come in and live here. And under Trump, during his last year in office, 2020, 480,000 illegal immigrants came in. 480,000. That's less than 500,000. That's the number. Now, he used Title 42 and whatever else, but that's the number. And now we have 2 million, over 2 million every year. And this program that's allowing in Haitians, Cubans, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans, you have a lot of gang members coming in from Venezuela. This program was put on pause by DHS because of the massive fraud that was being undertaken, with only 3,200, I think, sponsors in the country, bringing in, hundreds of thousands of people at fake addresses and with fake names and all of this. They put a pause on it. They said, and then they said, just a little bit after that, this was in August, and it's already back going again. They said, oh, now we have better vetting process. Really? Where'd you get that? So I think that if Americans look at what was said, if they read it, if they use their own judgment, they will, come to the conclusion that Kamala Harris is standing for absolutely nothing except, as we said, her identity, abortion, and perhaps working at McDonald's one summer.